What's up guys, Wildman here, and in this video we're going to be taking a look at the Friday the 13th, 2009 remake Jason Voorhees figure from Neca. On the front of the box you get some nice artwork, I think the Blu-ray or DVD artwork, or maybe just promotional art for the movie. But whatever, you get some nice artwork on the front with his hockey mask. And you do get, at the bottom here, the Friday the 13th logo, looking very nice. And this little flap can open up, as with all Neca figures. And here you can get a nice look at the figure inside the packaging, along with all the accessories he's included with. And on the left side here you get a nice big picture of the figure itself that Neca used for promotional images, which is what this is. On the sides of the box you get some nice artwork on Jason Voorhees. And on the back you do get a bunch of promotional pictures from Neca themselves on the back of the box of the Jason Voorhees figure. These are very cool. You can kind of get an idea of what you can do with the figure. And right up here in the top left, you get a small bio on Jason. A group of young adults discover a boarded up Camp Crystal Lake where they soon encounter Jason Voorhees and his deadly intentions. And that is pretty much the bio of every Friday the 13th movie. Alright, that's enough of the box. Let's get to the figure. As for accessories, Jason comes with tons of them. First, we get the sackhead version of Jason, which in the remake I actually really like the look of this. Sometimes I even think in the remake he looks scarier with this over his head than he does the hockey mask. But this is painted and sculpted very well. A lot of nice wrinkles and texture. A little bit of shading, it is hard to see. You do have his eye right there. You do get an extra hand to hold his machete, I believe, or the axe, one of the two. But it has an open grip on it. Just slide the weapon right in there. Nice sculpt on here, some sculpted veins. Hand is a little bit dirty looking. Next you do get the screwdriver. Next you get the axe, which is painted fairly good. The paint on the axe head itself is nice. I wish there was a little bit more detailing on the handle where the wood is. Next you get this ice climber, I think that's what this is. I'm really not sure what this is. But it is painted and sculpted pretty well. Next you do get a fire poker. And last but not least, of course, you get his machete. You can't have a Jason figure without a machete. And this is painted and sculpted nicely. The blade is a shiny silver. The only problem I do have with this is in the movie it is kind of like a rusted, dirty blade. It's sharp, but it's really weathered looking in the movie. This kind of looks a little bit too clean for me, but that's nothing a little paint can't fix. As for sculpt and paint on this figure, it's really well done, as is always really with Neca. At least for the price point, they give you a lot of paint and sculpt on their figures. And this is no exception. This looks really good. He looks dirty, as he should. He's out in the woods, probably never showers. And I think this figure conveys that pretty well. Here he is from the side. Again, you can see all the nice detail in the jacket and the pants. It's all over, really. There's just tons of detail on this figure. It's covered in it. Now, real quick, before we get into articulation, I'm going to point a couple things out. One, I think the mask is not painted well. It's painted well, but it's not really... It's not painted as it should be. The chevrons on it are painted well, yes. They're where they should be. They're painted how they should be. But the rest of the mask, I don't know. It's just the way they painted it. It doesn't really look too good. It doesn't look like how it should compared to the movie mask. There needs to be like a lot more wear and tear on this mask. And the paint, I don't know. I just feel like the lines are a little too solid between the different paint colors. And then real quick, if you want to count this as an accessory, his hockey mask does come off, which is great. And it reveals that face. And this is sculpted and painted really well. The face, the skin texture, the colors. This looks really nice. His teeth are all nasty. God, that's a really terrible looking face, but that's how he looks in the movie. And it does look really cool. As for articulation, his head is on a ball joint. He can look up pretty far. The hair is a softer rubber, so it does get out of the way. It's not going to hinder any articulation at all. His head can look probably all the way down, just the way the hockey mask is sculpted. It doesn't really look like he is, but he is. See? His head can rotate all the way around. Again, the hair is soft enough so it doesn't get in the way. And it can tilt side to side, which is really good. This jacket is a soft rubber, so it doesn't really hinder too much articulation, but then again, it's not really blocking too much articulation. These shoulders are on a hinge, which that's about as far as it can go up. It can swivel around and back. You do get a single joint at the elbow. I really wish that was double jointed. And at that joint, the elbow does swivel back and forth, so it does make up for the lack of bicep swivel. Now the wrist is on a ball joint. It's really hard to tell because it is hidden by this piece right here, which by the way is a soft rubber, which is actually very smart and very cool because it doesn't hinder articulation as much as you think it would. So that's actually a really cool design choice. But like I said, the wrist is on a ball joint. It can go down and up. And if you kind of rotate the ball joint in there, you can get sort of the down and up motion. You have a cut at the torso right here. It is hidden by the sculpt of the shirt, but his torso can rotate all the way around. It can bend forward about that much. It's hard to tell without the coat. And he can kind of bend back again. It's hard to tell with the coat, but it is possible. And being on a ball joint, it can sort of rock side to side if you really want it to. Legs are on ball joints, which can get a nice spread. Just be careful of doing it, as this is a floating piece and it does kind of shift up and down when you move it. You just want to be careful when you move the leg up that you don't do it too fast to where it like rips one of these straps out or anything. He can kick very high up. He can somewhat kick back. You do have a thigh swivel. It's kind of hindered by the sculpt. I mean, you don't ever really need a leg to rotate all the way around, so that's not too big of a deal. You get a single bend at the knee. I really wish those were double jointed again. And it can swivel. You have a hinge at the foot, which surprisingly the foot can go back quite far. Can't really go up too much. You do have ankle pivot. You do have storage on the side for his machete, as in the movie he does have a custom made holster, which I really like. And it just slides right in like that. That is really awesome. As for size comparisons, here he is next to another NECA figure, which in this case is Ripley, and she is about the average size human character from NECA. Here you get a better idea of his size next to her from the side. And like I said, this is a really good scale. I like that a lot. Here he is next to your average size Marvel Legends. And yes, NECA scales in the 7-inch range, while Marvel Legends scale more so in the 6 to 6¼ inch scale. But I still do think you can fudge this Jason in at least displays or photography with Marvel Legends if you really wanted to. Overall, I do think this figure is really great, especially for the price point. Tons of detail, tons of paint. This is my favorite version of Jason. His machete is really long. It's not short and stubby like I feel it is in other Friday the 13th movies. I will be posting a bunch more pictures of this figure along with other figures I review on this channel on my social media pages. I'll leave links down in the description below. Go follow me on those. I'll leave links down in the description below on where to buy this figure. I highly recommend it. I do like it very much, especially for around 25 bucks. If you guys enjoy this video, hit the like button, subscribe down below to support me, and if you want more content. Thanks again, as always, for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.